Ladies and gentlemen, this morning I woke up and it was all over the news that feminists have declared a truce with men's rights advocates. It's only for one day, but they have agreed that just for one day, they're gonna wash their face, they're gonna put some jeans on, cover the hairy legs, they're going to do their very best to not be the most insufferable human beings that you've ever met. And that's when I realized I was simply lucid dreaming again, and there in the corner was my sleep paralysis demon Becky screaming at me about how I'm giving men too much male privilege. I don't know. Anyways, and I do wake up every single morning and think to myself, oh, today's the day that I won't have to explain to my own female feminine species on why treating men with blatant disrespect is just like, it's ugly, it's distasteful, it's not empowering. What is so fucking hard to get? Here I am with a video that is going viral again. Some feminist thinking that she's really doing something. She really thought that she ate it. Which is really, she's just woman-splaining her gums all over the place. Sounds like an asshole, and I don't know if I've ever seen anybody be so wrong, but yet sound so confident about the topic that they're speaking on.
You know, most suicides are men. Yes, because you told each other that any emotion other than anger was weak and gay. So now you're bottling it up inside and killing yourself. So how does the consequences of your own actions taste?
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody be so happy to just degrade another human being. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody have so much of a nerve to say that much bullshit, meanwhile looking like an absolute fucking Neanderthal. I guess, tough talk coming from a woman who literally looks like a Dr. Doofenshmirtz experiment gone wrong. First of all, somebody needs to send this woman back to post-secondary so that she can gain some sort of understanding about how a society work, how social expectations are built. No, it's not women saying to men, he's too nice, he cries too much, he doesn't put me in my place enough, he doesn't fight the dudes I start shit with. And I don't understand why the suicide rate is something that's just like so funny to people. It's just so funny that men feel so hopeless that they take their own lives. That somebody can feel so utterly lost, so useless, so alone that they do such a permanent thing like commit suicide. That is just so funny. Sorry, my eyes are leaking. Since this feminist is so convinced that it's just so dangerous to be around men, I felt like I should throw this clip in today.
Me being bothered is me being sexually harassed as far as I'm concerned.
So anytime a man talks to you, you consider sexual harassment?
If you're talking to me and you have no business to be talking to me, you are sexually harassing me.
You have no business talking about sexual harassment or even worrying about sexual harassment with a man voice like that. I'm so sorry. Somebody had to say it. This is a man's world. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a woman's world. That's it. I can ruin any man's life with one word. One. Shit. I can be bothered by a man and say that he sexually harassed me. I don't really think that this is what the women who marched through the women's suffrage had in mind. I really think you guys are blowing something out of proportion here. Now on to the feminist who really needs a fucking dentist.
Why does the mere suggestion of 50-50 dating trigger women all over the internet?
First of all, you appear to be triggered in that video. And in order to absorb this answer, because I have the answer and it's simple, in order to absorb it, you will need to put down your male ego and understanding of how the world works as a man to absorb this answer. So first of all, you have to decide if you want to do that, because right now it already seems like you don't want to do that.
Women want to talk all the time about mansplaining. I gaslit him by saying he was triggered. He was merely asking a question. You made it seem like the answer was just so simple and only a dum-dum couldn't get it. Then you heavily imply that the reason why he won't understand it is because he's a male.
Being alone as a woman with a man is dangerous. Statistically dangerous.
Women don't like the idea of 50-50 because men are dangerous. You would much rather prefer that you be completely financially dependent on the man who is so dangerous. You have no means of your own to get out. Like, what are you talking about? Like, are you saying that men owe us tax? Penis tax? Or that people in history with penises have oppressed you?
Statistically dangerous. One of my mutuals posted this video yesterday. Women risk their lives just by being with a man because they are statistically that dangerous.
That's your source? Oh my God. It is statistically statistically proven that you are at a massively higher risk of dying if you are around someone with a purple-headed yogurt slinger. No, I'm not gonna come at you with some sort of trust me, bro. The source is my friend. It's her TikTok where she's staring off into the distance while a sad song plays in the background. Statistically, it is much safer for a man to walk home alone at night than it is a woman. Statistically, only 1 out of 600 men will commit a violent crime. Statistically, the domestic violence rate is 50-50. Statistically, women are no less likely to commit acts of violence than men are. I'm so sorry, I'm gonna need to take a shot if I'm gonna listen to any more of this.
Just because you are attracted to men does not mean you enjoy your time with most men. In fact, most of the time, you will be uncomfortable because a lot of times they're going to say something that either makes fun of your identity, objectifies you, sexualizes you, steps all over your boundaries, disrespects and disregards your boundaries, disrespects your career and your hobbies, disrespects your physical appearance, pressures you into doing something you don't want to do.
Okay, how long did you need to get that off your chest for? My fucking God. You know, men and gypsies are like the only two classes of people left where it's just socially acceptable to just be like absolutely fucking dehumanizing. Anyways, I see a lot of black women with just this hate-on, hard-on for men. What confuses me is, as black women, they should be fully aware of how unacceptable it is to just generalize somebody, judge somebody based off of something that they literally were born with. I mean, look at her. She's on this almost 3-minute long rant, all because a man asked why women get hyped up about having to go 50-50. Way to prove his point, by the way. Your response to why it shouldn't be 50-50 is because men are terrible, men are evil, men are dangerous. I'm gonna say a man is just gonna say unpleasant things and put you down. Are you kidding me? Most women nowadays walk around calling themselves strong, independent, and empowered, when really all they are fucking insufferable, and then they think that men are just intimidated by strong, independent women. No, you actually just act like a cunt.
There's a lot of shit, okay? And so for a woman to expect at least the promise of dinner in the face of the risk of all that shit in order for her to potentially find a mate, because she might still be attracted to men, but most men make her uncomfortable, that is not a lot to ask.
What the fuck? No, it's not a lot to ask. It makes absolutely no fucking sense. I am so scared of you guys. I am putting my life at risk. A dinner will compensate. I'm so sorry, but the keg is not gonna make me feel better if I'm walking into a fucking lion's den. No, men don't have to compensate you with dinners and dates just because you have an irrational fear due to feminist fear-mongering.
And if you have a daughter, sir, and she grows up and wants just a little bit of collateral in order for her to put herself in a one-on-one situation with a man where she may feel unsafe, you would not think it's too much. I also encourage you to speak to your mother.
Mom, there's a chance this boy might kill me tonight. Red flags, it's all pointing that way. I'm gonna make sure that he buys me dinner just so it makes the slaying worth it, you know? Like, do we get to turn around to women and say that women have to compensate men with sex because men are really risking just getting used when they're spending all their money on expensive dates? This is why you're single. This is why you have multiple cats. This is why every time you open your mouth, the bats of hell come flying out.
Get confused when men ask these things, because if you did, I'm not going to assume that you had a mother growing up. I don't know what your family dynamics was. But if you had a mother, chances are she was responsible for getting the home running. She was responsible for a lot of the big family events. She put in a lot of unpaid labor. Think about that.
Guys, breaking news. Go and ask your dads right now if he put in a lot of work making money to pay the bills. Go ask him. I bet you he did. Now go ask him if he ever got a thank you. No. What does he get? Fucking socks on Father's Day.
Like, when men ask these questions, I'm like, do you not have a mom? Did you not see her do most of the work?
You not gotten any dick lately? Like,
did you not conceptualize what percentage, what that's really worth? And here's the thing, the real misunderstanding is that you think the world is aligned with money.
Men are stupid because they think that the world is aligned with money. By the way, you're statistically dangerous, so I'm gonna need you to buy me dinner so it's all worth it. Like, what the fuck are you what?
You think that people are getting paid fairly for what they do. You can't conceptualize that a lot of women's work is unpaid. Even though you seem to be not white, I'm not going to assume what your mix is. You seem to be not white, I'm not going to assume what your mix is. But you can understand that racially, a lot of work is not paid properly. So consider that women have not been paid properly for anything that they do, and that this is just something that makes them feel better about going into a risky situation. It's not.
Do you even believe what you're saying? Unpaid fucking labor. She has a roof over her head. Got money in the bank to feed the children. What are you talking about? Feminists always seem to forget that there's like a double-edged sword, a symbiotic relationship. They think that it's so oppressive for a man to expect a woman to be barefoot and pregnant, but yet they'll call a man less of a man if he doesn't want to pay all her bills. Like, what do you think you're gonna do all day while he's paying your bills? You realize the men who want women to be barefoot and pregnant, you realize that those are the ones who are fully aware that they're gonna be paying your way for the rest of your life. Like, what is so hard for you to conceptualize? You need a fucking nap. You need some Xanax. You need a lobotomy. Honestly, feminists are so fucking stupid. It's just easy at this point. I want a real challenge. So if there's any women in the chat that think that they could debate me, they think it could be an interesting conversation, can we do that? Because like, this isn't working. She's obviously triggered, rude, condescending, absolutely fucking insufferable. And you know, she was that little kid on the playground that would like fucking throw rocks at you and hit you over the head with their shoe. And then when you push them back, she was the one that was like, teacher, they hit me. That was her. Thank you so much for watching. I have recently created a Rumble, so that is in the description below, as well as a music video that I've produced, as well as a new episode of my podcast. And my Patreon is 50% off, so if you want to chat with me daily, have one-to-one phone calls, XYZ, you know where to find me. Thank you.
Don't gotta be so